You hear the bells, they're singing because we are live from Worldwide Technology Raceway from Madison, Illinois, just in the shadow of the St. Louis Arch, the gateway to the West, the blue-collar city, home of Anheuser-Busch and all things Midwest. Thank you so much for joining us out here as Worldwide Technology Raceway, playing host to round 3 of the Link Engine Management Prospect Championship, as well as round 5 of the Pro Championship. I'm going to push that way a little bit. There we go. As we are getting set to see our top 32 of our Pro Championship. Thank you so much, and let's take a look at the Torque Drift course preview. 4 outside zones as Dylan Hughes takes us for a ride.
Yeah, looking at outside zone 1 here, really interesting spot lately. A lot of people are dropping tires just outside of that, causing that big brown cloud to go up. So we're going to be looking at that. Drivers need to get really deep in outside zone number 2 there. They need to get close to the wall, but not bury themselves in the wall. That's very important. Outside zone 3, you need to carry momentum from 2 to 3 and then transition the car nice and quick, get big angle through outside zone 4. The drivers that are doing it well, it's so obvious when they get it right. So that's what we're looking for throughout the course.
And we are taking a look at basically our momentum map, and what you're seeing are the outside zones, but those red and orange areas, that is the basically decel areas where you're allowed to decel. Place your bets. Speaking of dealer's choice, here we go. Kazuya Taguchi and Dan Burkett coming in the first outside zone. Kazuya Taguchi up garage. ISR performance. Ooh, Dan Burkett swings wide on that first outside zone. Let's see if that momentum of Kazuya Taguchi will continue. And look at that. It looks like the mummy is coming their way, and no, it just barely evades them as Kazuya Taguchi goes in that outside zone 4. Dan Burkett comes up a bit shy. Kazuya Taguchi is going to chase him down. So he looks great as the Lone Ranger. But how's he going to do? Riding saddleback. Here we go. All right, Dan Burkett goes in that first outside zone. Kazuya Taguchi bathing in smoke. Looked like a Bath and Body Works and a bath bomb going off in his face. Now into that third outside zone. And coming on in, it's that final outside zone. So Kazuya Taguchi comes up a bit short. Dan Burkett is knocked out, but Kazuya Taguchi continues. Mike Power from New York. He's going against always a fan favorite, Adam LZ in this AutoZone Ford Mustang RTR. Trying to leave the start line to pace it a little bit, but maybe jumped a little too early, and he is allowed to do that, FYI. Mike Power in that lead position. And look at Adam LZ bathing in that smoke once again. And wonder what that smoke is going to do to his line. And now transitioning into that final outside zone, Mike Power, and then Adam LZ in tow. One of the fan favorites, the signature fade, about to fade into that first outside zone, flirting with the dirt, almost getting into the dirt, Adam LZ, but Mike Power tucks into that Nitto Tire smoke. Adam LZ slaps that back RTR bumper, gets out of shape a little bit into outside zone 3, straightens out. Adam LZ looks like he's having some issues, taking that tighter line. Adam LZ gets the loss, and Mike Power gets the win. Essa into that first outside zone. Eve Meyer not too far behind. That smoke playing a role. Going to that second outside zone, you can definitely get blinded by the smoke. And then into that third outside zone. Eve Meyer with a late transition, not setting himself up for success. You can see overshoots it. Eve Meyer now out front, aggressive flick into the first outside zone. Michael Essa, definitely a good chaser. I mean, that's what took him to a championship. Oh, and as I say that, looks like he got aggressive and had to back off. You saw some corrections there from Michael Essa. Now look at this, Eve Meyer into that final outside zone, and Essa. Oh, was there contact?
It looked like there was a slight bump there.
Yeah.
Mike Essa is at fault for Eve's spin. So because Eve was not at fault for that, he's going to move on.
Federico Sharifo and Daniel Stuckey, who Stuckey's currently sitting 10th coming to this round. What a great, not a surprise, but just a great, acknowledgement of his driving prowess. Federico Sharifo in that Ferrari chasing him down into that second outside zone, taking a shallower line, and Stuckey, and you can see Fetty taking that way shallower line, but still kind of dials it back. Now coming in right in front of the judges in that last outside zone. Stuckey does exceed that outside zone, get into the striped area, which is no man's land. That's what this year is all about. Just kind of, you know, we've seen this in vert skateboarding. We've seen this in every sport. Just this kind of new tide, this new flow of new drivers that just have the confidence and just the stars align. That's what's happening with Daniel Stuckey right now.
Yeah.
And we're taking a look at Federico Sciarrifo coming into that. Oh man, you know, just I always, you know, grimace. Oh, and look at this going from the windows to the walls. As then Stuckey takes away shell line. He gets lost in the smoke. Has to back it up. You will find S chassis back it right up. Oh man,
geez.
What the heck? Zero
wow,
chill
he
post.
just drove into the back of that Ferrari after the finish line. And then they come up here and bang. So look at the left rear of that Ferrari.
He jumped. I don't mean to make light of it, but yo. And there's a one more time, so that's an OMT. So insult to injury, all that, not for nothing. But right now, the task at hand, Field and Mohan. The beast of the Bay. Woo! Almost shots fired across the nose. Now coming to that first outside zone, here comes Matt Field into that second outside zone. Bathing in that smoke once again is Kyle the Menace Mohan in the second outside zone. Now going to the third, let's feel the flow. And that Corvette, the Falcon tires go round, wraps around those Forge Star wheels into that final outside zone. Momo suited and booted and crossing that finish line. The renewable lubricants really shake up that points leaderboard. Through that start chicane, no problem. And Matt Field in that chase position does hit a cone, but you are allowed to do that in that chase position. Now Mohan into that first outside zone. Now coming to the second outside zone, you can see Matt Field, almost gets to the side to him, but just does dial it back a little bit, doesn't burn the cake. And now coming into that final outside zone. Looks like Mohan does exceed it, but just barely by one of those tires, so not a big deal. Slide him left for Field, slide him right for Kyle Mohan. And Matt Field, the beast in the Bay, our current points leader, feeling the heat wave. From the pits to the track, Jeff Jones out front. Goes across the nose of that Corvette of Taylor Hull, both of them in that first outside zone, now into the second. Coming now, you can see Jeff Jones very deep. Look at Taylor Hull's proximity. Good job getting into that pocket. Jeff Jones using all the course, barely knocking over that BC Racing clipping point into that final outside zone. Great battle there. It's just roll through it. We're all good. Taylor Hull's got this.
There we go.
Clean start. Here we go. Taylor Hull, full pull into that first outside zone. Look at Jeff Jones. Gets in that pocket. You're talking about compromises, and no, he gets in that pocket. Now goes in that second outside zone. Gets all the way out there. So does Jeff Jones into that third outside zone. Feeling the flow and going from that outside zone 2 into 4. Let's see how they drop in, and it looks like Jeff Jones.
Jeff Jones is hungry.
Yeah, I don't know if he had any lunch. Excuse me, one more time, and 2 votes for Jeff Jones. Jeff Jones gets the victory.
Basically 2 battles because of one more time was called. We got the car in here jammed, replaced both corners of the car, and didn't have to call her 5 minutes, and I guess Dan's on the line. So he says that it's not perfect, but it doesn't feel like it's going to fall apart. So what else can you ask for?
Yeah. Casey, thank you so much for your time, guys.
Oh, thank you. As Stuckey is out on course right now, it's not going to fall apart. And we talk about just going out swinging. He's swinging for the fences, pulling all the way across. So as Casey Cole was wrapping up out. All right, here we go with Federico Sciarrifo after that first strike from Federico. And now we got a clean start. Fetty getting into that dirt again. He did that first battle.
Up on the rumble strip,
Up on the rumble strip, and Stuckey shuts it down. Oh man, I don't. Stuckey, yeah, he's don't know if he's got a mechanical issue, but Federico continues on through the course. He might be seeing top 16 competition. Wait, so 1 for Stuckey? Okay. All right, so Federico Sciarrifo. Next up, Travis Reeder and Odie Bakshies. Reeder, who qualified 5th, Odie Bakshies, and he talked about this. His first run, not the greatest, but now he's back up and ready to swing. Right into that first outside zone. Travis Reeder, our most recent winner in New Jersey. Where's Odie? There's Odie. Up pop goes the Odie into that second outside zone. Odie, little shimming now into that third outside zone. Now bring it into that final. Both LS powered, and Odie Bakshies aggressive. Will that pay off?
Wow.
Odie Bakshies, Falcon Tires, Field Suspension, S15, Travis Reeder. Travis Reeder Motorsports and Link BMW into that first outside zone and into the second. And Odie talked about he needs the best car possible, and right now he's doing what we'd expect, but Reeder just with that first place finish in New Jersey in his back pocket, but he gets thrown off. And Odie Bakshis, slide him left for Reeder or right for Odie Bakshis. And it looks like Odie Bakshis will get the win. Simon Olsen, he's got that Boost race fuel, a Norwegian drift champion coming us from Norway. Nick Novak coming us from Las Vegas. Cora Works GT Radial BMW. Nick Novak, that big BMW. Nick Novak brings it on in. Nice job by Novak and Simon Olsen. Look, you can see that proximity, but doesn't get in that pocket. Looks like he's exceeding the BMW. Now coming into that last outside zone. You can see Novak right there. Fully Papadakis, kind of the Grecian scientist, thank you. As Simon Olsen now comes in that second outside zone. And Nick Novak, he's bringing Nick Novak back. Hopefully he has his receipt. Or otherwise he's going to get a store credit here. As Simon Olsen comes in that last outside zone, and Novak does have those 2 tires off, not 3. So imagine where that striped area. And Nick Novak locks it in for Cora Works. And now Justin Pollock will lead. Dean Carney giving chase. And now into that first outside zone, and Dean Carney. Was there contact now?
Big contact.
Back up. Was there contact?
Big contact, yeah.
Oh, man, look at
yeah.
Okay, and Dean Carney.
He hit him hard. Right here in this area.
Okay, you were
outside zone 1.
You were looking at with your naked eye.
All right, so we're going to watch this again and take a look at the momentum of JTP.
Doink. Oh, look at, did Justin slow a considerable amount?
Well, yeah, there was no smoke coming off the tires, and it sort of looked like maybe he wasn't on throttle at that point in time.
I have a feeling this is going to be a very aggressive battle. Justin knows that, look, he's a bit at a deficit here. He's definitely at a deficit. He's going to throw down, but Dean, he's hungry. He's, he's been working hard, him and his team on the car. Now going to that second outside zone. Doesn't get all the way out there. Justin Pollock.
Little rub.
Oh, look at that. Giving him some love tap, rubbing that Falcon tire into the door. The hyper NFT, big angle there from Justin Pollock. And you saw him grip up, doesn't get to the outside zone. It wasn't exactly the most perfect line by Dean Carney as well. Slide him left for Pollock, right for Dean Carney. Now remember, Justin Pollock had that deficit. So Dean Carney gets the win. All right, here we go. The lights are illuminating. When they extinguish, Masayama will lead. Love will give chase. Love's always chasing him down.
Love will find a way.
Love will well done. Masayama into that first outside zone, going to that second outside zone. Josh Love comes out of the smoke. And heroes don't look back. Look at that. Into that third outside zone. Masayama just seems like a different driver here this weekend. Remember, he did cause competition timeout during qualifying. Remember that? And here we go. Now, Josh Love out front. Jasper Keys, After Hours Auto Sports. BMW taking out that BC Racing Clip into that second outside zone. A lot deeper now, getting that fresh air out front. Again, paint his car black. Gonna paint it black. Into that last outside zone. What do you got? Masayama getting aggressive, but just kind of a straight line to the side of the car. Didn't drop in and get into formation. Masayama or Love, who's going to advance on and slide him left for Wataru Masayama. Cherry bombs. What do you got? Ken Gucci, Ryan Literal. Cherry bomb as both of them go into that first outside zone, into the second outside zone. Ken Gucci, Ryan Literal taking that very shallow line into that third outside zone. And now into that final outside zone. Literal drops into formation. Here we go, Ryan Literal out front. Power stop, brakes, S15. Oh, look at that. That's nice. Yeah, very well done. Very nice. Big angle from Literal, and you saw that angle, had to straighten up. And Gucci almost, that could have been really violent, but Literal into that last outside zone. Bring it across the finish line. So, and here we go, slide him left for Gucci, right for Ryan Literal, and Kenshiro Gucci gets the win. And here comes Dylan Hughes into that first outside zone. Look at Dylan using all of the course. Ola Yeager not as deep as Hughes now into that second outside zone. You can see Dylan thrashing into that second outside zone, flowing. He talked about this yesterday, going 2 to 4. 3 just happens to be there. Oh man, but he goes really deep. Big deep breath for Dylan Hughes. Ola Yeager needs to throw down a gangster line. He knows he's going against Dylan Hughes, who did get the victory in a very wet Orlando. Now into that second outside zone goes Ola Yeager, and Dylan Hughes at this point needs to be a little bit closer, and Ola Yeager looks like he's filling all those outside zones. Dylan Hughes goes for the attack on that last outside zone, and he does a very similar line to what he did in the lead position. Again, if that's going in the dirt, it could have disrupted him, but he fortunately goes in the pavement. Unfortunately for Ola Yeager. Jonathan Hurst, the AZ Rags Cash Racing BMW against Chris Forsberg, who we thought was out. It was a scratch. Nope. Guess what? That all new NOS Energy Drink Nissan Z is back at it like a track addict. Now into that second outside zone, and Forsberg comes in hot. Looks like we got a little tire contact there. The GT radial's going to the side. It looks like Forsberg shuts it down. Don't know exactly what the problem was previously, but it might be suspension related, it might be power. Zip ties and bubble gum to get that thing back together, but still just a great program. Debuting a new car and still, you know, coming into this round of competition, Forsberg is sitting third. So going out in 32, that's obviously going to have repercussions. But Jonathan Hurst gets the victory as he takes his victory lap. One of the loudest vehicles in the Formula Drift grid. Jonathan Hurst, that AZ Rags Cash Racing BMW, gets the victory. And here we go into this battle. Rome Charpentier across the nose of that BMW of Brandon Sorensen into the second outside zone. Gives Modern's hell. That's what he said. That's exactly what he's doing, trying to do right now against Brandon Sorensen. But Brandon giving it right back into that E36. And across the finish line goes Rome. Brandon not exactly getting all the way out into outside zone 4 to be comparison. All right, Brandon, let's see what you got. Going against Rome Charpentier, like I said, he's got the momentum coming from New Jersey. Brandon puts it all in that outside zone 1. Big angle from Sorensen and still gets it out to outside zone 2. Looks like Rome has to back off a little bit, compromises some proximity. Now finally into outside zone 4. All right, it is unanimous. One more time. All right, Rome Charpentier, Garagistic BMW E36 against Brandon Sorensen, that Air Force. Again, it says give Moderns hell. That's what Brandon's looking at the rear wing of Rome Charpentier, but he's saying, nah, not today, Junior. Well, I guess he's a junior. All right, Rome Charpentier in that second outside zone. Brandon taking a shallower line, but does have that proximity into that third outside zone. Brandon Sorensen now tucking in and still shallow into that final outside zone. So Rome, don't leave in the judge's hands. Make it definitive. Brandon Sorensen, who has received so much praise. Big angle from Sorensen. Now coming into that second outside zone. A great long angle there. And now coming into the third outside zone. You can see Brandon, gets in that dirt a little bit, but where's Rome? Rome, he's got to come and play, but he does fill those zones. He's back quite a bit. You know, obviously conversing with you, and that is going to be the deciding factor. Rome Charpentier gets the victory. With Chris Forsberg going out early. Here we go. Ryan Turk, Joao Barrion from Brazil. That Rain-X Toyota GR Corolla on Ditto tires. Now coming to the second outside zone. Joao Barrion taking that inside line, that Monster Energy Barbarius Corvette, and now into outside zone 3, quickly exiting, and then into outside zone 4 goes that Papadakis Racing Toyota GR Corolla. What's the 4-in-1? Well, it's on the roof in a new Corvette for him. Ryan Turk, the Rockstar Energy Drink driver, into that first outside zone. He's going to chase him down, and he tucks right into that smoke, even though the bumper is in his face. Now in the second outside zone, digging deep. Here's a shovel. Can you dig it? Yes, you can. Right into that third outside zone. Feeling the flow. Joao Barrion, like you said, stronger in that lead position, but Ryan Turk, everywhere he goes, up until that last outside zone, but is that enough? There it is. He had to win, and he gets the win. Ryan Turk advances from 32 into 16. Chelsea's a bit of a wild card. Frederick a little more kind of, you know, concise and a little more not calculated, but then just I say that, Chelsea goes for it into the dirt, now into that second outside zone. Frederick Osbo looks like he might have kissed the wall, exchanged some gold on the wall, into that third outside zone, and now in through that brown cloud. The Mummy does not get him, and now through and passing that finish line. Well done, Watermelon. All right, here we go. Let's see how Chelsea Denofa and Frederick Osbo, who's going against Ryan Turk in the next battle. Chelsea Denofa initiates, definitely not flirting with the dirt in there. Now into that second.
Wow.
Oh boy, no, it's not flirting with the grass. He's not flirting with the dirt. He's going into the grass. Landscaping courtesy of Denofa Landscaping Services. Near and wide, we will trim your lawn on both sides as Frederick Osbo finishes it out, and all of them will go to Frederick Osbo. Gets the win. The lights are on. The track is still hot as the sun has set off in the distance. The gateway to the west. See at the crossroads. This is round 5 of the Formula Gym Pro Championship. Kazuya Taguchi coming into that first outside zone. Mike Power not getting all the way into that first outside zone. Kazuya Taguchi does. Now into the outside zone 2. You see Kazuya using all the course. Mike Power taking a bit of a shallower line. The Type S lights are glowing underneath into that third outside zone. And now the final and fourth outside zone. Taguchi putting that GT radial tire, the back right properly in, the left just a bit kind of riding the inside or right on top of that line. The chase car can leave that start line. You'll see them kind of roll into it to pace themselves to make sure. And Kazuya does a really good job. Look at that. Tip to tail, initiates. Could have been a little closer there, but just as I say that, now coming into that second outside zone. Kazuya Taguchi ducks through that smoke. Good job out front by Mike Power. That 2J powered S15. Now coming on into that final outside zone. That's what you're talking about. So Mike Power did a really good job. Don't know if he's really hit his stride. I know he's kind of right there. He's right on that cusp, but unfortunately right now is not the time. But Kazuya Taguchi, man, he hit that switch. Here we go, leaving that start line. Federico Sharifo into that first outside zone. Yves Meyer spins out.
Whoa.
And Yves
what
Meyer,
happened there?
Yeah, to be honest, I don't know. Fetty does have to finish this run. That back left just with that trippy Italian flag on the spokes. Don't know what happened to Yves Meyer. I will say that I saw some fluid come off the back.
Yep.
Let's see what Yves got. He needs to throw down a heck of a run, and he needs Fetty to have a mistake in that chase position. Lead versus lead, chase versus chase. Yves Meyer now coming to that second outside zone. A little bit short, Fetty, very short, but it seems like he's doing a good job in that pocket. And on that third outside zone, an early transition into outside zone 4, but does salvage it a bit now. Keep in mind, we do have a verdict, so going to Federico Sharifo. Now let's go on to the head Drift Cave man. This is the Drift Cave boss, Matt Field, piloting his Falcon tires, Borla exhaust Corvette. Jeff Jones trying to give him a run for his money, but unfortunately Evil Auto Works Nissan 370Z does spin out, and Matt Field continues on into that final outside zone. And Jeff Jones still pushes professionalism and bring it on up and having fun. Here we go. So Jeff Jones out front, Matt Field in that chase position. Look at that. And Jeff Jones barely dipping that back right tire, and Matt Field getting aggressive in that chase position. Man, he was absolutely just buried in that smoke. Now coming through that final outside zone. Jeff Jones' car producing so much smoke. Just his wheel speed just cranking it out. And Matt Field does get the win. Colin and Andrew, I know you're watching from Riverside, California. Here we go. Odi Bakshi's and Nick Novak. A little swing in front of Odi Bakshi's. Nick Novak, that Coro Works BMW. Now throwing it into that second outside zone. Odi Bakshi's very uncharacteristic in that chase position. Looks unsettled, but Nick Novak throwing it down. Odi Bakshi's going off course. What is going on with Odi? But Novak, regardless, out front is running a strong game. Not today. It's not Novak. It's Yes Back. Come on. Bring it back. As Odi Bakshi's goes in that first outside zone. Looks a lot more settled here. Now, oh no, Nick Novak dives in on the inside. He drifts up and takes that line. That's what we're talking about. That's what Jeff Jones did now in that third outside zone. But now I believe those three wheels going off will come into play. And now, again, Nick Nick Novak gets the victory. Novak advances on. Wataru Masayama will lead. Dean Carnage Carney giving chase. Wataru Masayama, the Buy Now Japan S15, into that first outside zone. The HyperNFT.io Dodge Viper into that second outside zone. It seems like the Chase drivers are just gripping up and catching just a wrong line, unfortunately, in that chase position. Every lead run, we've seen the Chase driver just grip up. HyperNFT.io, we got a clean start. Here comes that Dodge Viper of Dean Carnage Carney into that first outside zone. Want to see a different angle from that. Didn't see exactly if he was within that outside zone. He does drag that back left. Now into the third outside zone, really locking that in. Now Masayama not too far behind him. And Masayama did a good job mimicking his line. Masayama didn't make that large of mistakes compared to Dean Carnage Carney. So Ken Gushi will lead, Jonathan Hurst giving chase. Ken Gushi through that start chicane. Initiating into that first outside zone. Contact. Who's at fault? I don't know. We'll see.
Maybe, could we consider that a collision? I think that we can, you know, initiation.
Wow.
That decel zone ends right at the beginning of the zone, and that's almost where it happened. You could see that was still kind of, that collision was on its way to happening, Ken Gushi.
Sometimes that's when mistakes are made too. If you kind of just pedal back and detune too much, that's when you just make a simple mistake. But look at this, Ken Gushi goes for it already out of the gate. Inactive chase, nope, not the case. As Jonathan Hurst, you can see, almost gets out to that second outside zone, into that third outside zone goes Jonathan Hurst, and you got to think this is good practice for Ken Gushi. You know, you kind of want to test your equipment to make sure, because guess what? He is going against Masayama Wataru. And Kenshiro Gushi gets the win.
Well, let's see what happens.
That's my recommendation.
Here we go.
There's more rounds, there's more competition, there's more tires to be burned. Dylan Hughes will lead. Royal Purple, Riley Auto Parts, Falcon Tire, BMW. Got the 2J under the hood, the LS of Rome Charpentier, trying to give that modern hell, as his wing says. Now in that second outside zone, Dylan Hughes does a good job. Rome Charpentier, you can see him nice and close. Has to back off just a little bit. And now into that last and final outside zone. Does get those tires into that and beyond. The final bracket, that bracket of death is being branded, the Turk and Osbo battle. That's up next. Okay, Rome Charpentier going across the nose of Hughes, and Hughes tucks in really tight. Wow, doctor, look at that. Now into that second outside zone. Rome really deep in that second outside zone, but cannot shake Dylan Hughes. Now Dylan transitions into that last outside zone. That was a good move. I want to see that overhead perspective. All right, do we have a verdict? Dylan Hughes, Rome Charpentier, and we got 1 for Dylan and 2 one more times. They are going one more time. Rockstar Energy Drink, Toyota GR Supra, 2-time champ, Frederick Osbo. Ryan Turk goes in that first outside zone. Frederick Osbo tucks nice and tightly in behind that Ditto Tire Smoke into that second outside zone. And Frederick Osbo cannot be shaken right there. The gold nose up at the door of that Toyota GR Corolla. Final outside zone, both of them overcooking.
Was
there
contact there?
Question, that was a question.
As they transition right here, boom.
Looks like he nicked him. That nose, let's look at it again.
So right here is where the hit's gonna happen, right there. So it looks light, but it's enough to send Turk off, and you can see the damage on the back bumper there.
Look at the front right bumper of Osbo.
Left.
Here we go, back to the second half of this battle. Frederick Osbo now up front. Ryan Turk in chase position into the first outside zone. How are they gonna handle the second outside zone? Will Ryan Turk chase him down? Osbo gets all the way out there, so does Ryan Turk. Now the twin Toyotas go into that third outside zone, and this is where the contact was made in that fourth outside zone. Looks like Ryan Turk kicks back a little bit, does not get all the way out to the outside zone. The Rockstar Toyotas, both on Ditto tires, and Ryan Turk unanimously gets the win. And one, moving on. Who's going against Ryan Turk in the Great Eight? Hughes or Charpentier? Approaching that second outside zone. Good proximity by Rome in that chase position. Dylan Hughes using all the course. Dylan going a little bit deeper, good fluid line, a little shimmy to get into that second outside zone, or excuse me, third outside zone. And then finally, Rome, good proximity, wasn't as deep, but good in the pocket, almost succeeding a little bit. It seemed just a little smoother, and that just comes with experience, knowing who you're going against, and you're just calming the nerves. And now Rome, aggressive flip, but Dylan Hughes quickly gets to the side of that E36. It looks like Dylan not as aggressive as well, so it looks like they learned something from that first battle. And remember, Dylan was really aggressive on the outside zone 4. Let's see how he handles this. Looks like he lets him go, and then, oh boy.
Rome was off the track and starting to spin, and Dylan was right there.
Let's slide him left for Dylan Hughes, or right for Rome Charpentier. Who's going against Ryan Turk? Dylan Hughes, the dozer. So Federico going door to door, and we'll see if he paces him properly. Because and Fedi goes off to the right. So, all right, what happened there? Kazuya to, excuse me, Fedi. Please don't have any lubricants bring him on track. So Kazuya Taguchi did need to finish out the entirety of the course.
Unfortunately, I don't have any good news for Federico Sciarrifo. He called the competition timeout, and he timed out.
Here we go. Let's listen. Up garage, ISR performance, 86. Kazuya Taguchi. His team has worked hard to get it back together. Here we go, Matt Field out front, leading and initiating into that first outside zone. Nick Novak initiating almost simultaneously. Let's see how they handle that second outside zone. Nick Novak, you see him just sliding on in next to that Falcon Tires Corvette, and Matt Field pulling away now into that final outside zone. Field and Novak. Field going a bit deeper there than Novak in that Cora Works BMW, and Field would love to continue his success, get on the box again, and of course try to get that top spot. Nick Novak in that first outside zone. He's got the proximity. Field in the chase position. Now into that second outside zone. Good proximity by Field. Novak just a bit short, and now into that third, and now into the final outside zone. Good job by Novak. You can see Field proximity almost riding that Falcon tire into the door of the BMW. So this will be a bye for Kenshiro Gushi. We got Dylan Hughes out front, Ryan Turk. Dylan Hughes qualifying third. And look at that right there. Look at Ryan Turk banging on the door of the dozer. Now the second outside zone. Dylan Hughes brings it all the way out, allowing Ryan Turk with that proximity, that angle, that hot hatchback. Let's see if he gives him room to pass, and he does. Was it enough, or was it too much? Excuse me. And in that final outside zone, you saw how close he was. It looks like he was going to just nick the nose of that Toyota GR Corolla. What's going on, where the story's going. So
a lot of different events
choose your own adventure. Yeah, a lot of different scenarios here. As Ryan Turk looks like he transitions, but Dylan Hughes knows who he's going against. He's got to apply the pressure. Both these guys have podiums. Look at that fender flapping in the wind. Now into that second outside zone, approaching the third outside zone. Ryan Turk and that Rain-X Toyota GR Corolla into that final outside zone. Dylan Hughes, watch this, he's going to drop in and spins out. And that will just really seal on the flavor. Ryan Turk gets the win officially. Maybe we'll start a wave if you guys get hyped. Here after the first portion of this battle. Kazuya Taguchi initiates. Matt Field right there, tucking into that GT Radial smoke. The Falcon tires being kicked off at the back end of that Corvette. Great angle from Kazuya Taguchi. That feels good proximity. We'd love to see him mimic that angle. Look at Kazuya Taguchi. What switch did he hit? Oh, as he taps that wall, but he continues on. And Matt Field bangs doors. Yes, sir. Make some noise. Let's yell send it as loud as possible. 1, 2, 3. Send it. Here we go. Who's going to the finals? Matt Field or Kazuya Taguchi? That Falcon Tires Corvette initiates the first outside zone. Kazuya Taguchi up garage, ISR Performance. 86 now into. Oh, big angle there from Matt Field. But Kazuya Taguchi holds that proximity, holds back, tempers the flame. Going into that final outside zone, goes back. Oh, Kazuya Taguchi, contact. You saw that correction and kind of go towards it, but Matt Field stays in it. One more time, and there it is. They are going at it again. Kazuya Taguchi, Matt Field, who's going against Ryan Turk in the finals. Kazuya Taguchi, up garage, ISI Performance, Toyota 86, coming to that first outside zone. Wow, Matt Field right there, mimicking with that teal and blue shadow. Has to back off just a little bit. That might be a wise approach. Oh, he gets into that. Oh, man. Gets in that berm and that rumble strip quite a bit. That is a rumble mountain in coming into that. And now into that final outside zone. Oh, boy. Well, gets into the chain link. Oh, boy.
He comes into the game right here and drives into the side of Taguchi, sending him into that fence.
Let's send it. Here we go. The second half of this battle. Matt Field now out front. Kazuya Taguchi in the chase position. You see that thing with a little Elvis Presley lip snarl there. Now coming to that second outside zone. Kazuya Taguchi, he almost gets up under the rumble strip into that second outside zone. Kazuya Taguchi goes deeper, but he doesn't need to mimic that line of Matt Field. Look at Kazuya Taguchi dropping back quite a bit. Now Matt Field, he's putting the car in all the right places. I'm telling you right now, look at that. Right just outside of the outside zone. Who's going to the finals? Taguchi or Field? And Kazuya Taguchi is going to the finals. Here we go. You ready, Ryan?
I'm ready.
Let's go. Send it, baby. Ryan Turk, Ken Gucci. Who's coming out on top? Who's going to the finals? Is it Ryan Turk in the Rain-X Toyota GR Corolla on Nitto tires? Or is it Kenshiro Gucci, Toyota GR86? Ryan Turk initiates that first outside zone. Now coming and approaching that second outside zone. Ryan Turk brings it all the way out. Gucci, a little bit shallow, but doesn't have that proximity into that third outside zone. Gucci falling back a little bit. Now coming that final fourth outside zone. Riding that outside line, both of them, 1 and 2, and exploding. Ryan Turk did podium in Long Beach. Can he do it again here in St. Louis? Look at Ken Gucci, slingshot out of the gate in that first outside zone. Ryan Turk, we know that he can have the proximity. We saw it earlier from him. And there is Ken Gucci getting out to that second outside zone. Look at the nose of that GR Corolla diving in on the GR86. An all Toyota battle. Who's coming out on top? Whoa. And Ken Gucci rotates, contact made. Hopefully just cosmetic, but that looked independent, unfortunately. For that Rain-X Toyota GR Corolla Rockstar driver, Ryan Turk gets the win and advances on to the final. The Rain-X Toyota GR Corolla of Ryan Turk going against the Up Garage ISR Performance 86, our #1 qualifier. Can he make this a perfect threat? Can he get his first ever Formula Chip win? Kazuya Taguchi going to that first outside zone. We got the slide bananas into that first outside zone. Oh, so sweet. Into that second outside zone goes Kazuya Taguchi. Big, nice wall tap as Kazuya Taguchi now goes to that third outside zone. Ryan Turk giving himself a little bit of room. Let's see how he sets himself up for that final outside zone. And no, he comes up short. Kazuya Taguchi. We got contact with Ryan Turk.
As they transition for outside zone 4, Turk's on the inside, and then he gets on the throttle, comes to the back of Taguchi. Taguchi looked like he sort of got off throttle at the finish line there, and Turk's on throttle trying to catch up, or stay with him. Well, more or less catch up because he was behind a little bit. Watch the transition here. Turk ends up on a really inside line. Taguchi's right there on the outside, and then see Taguchi starting to unwind as he's going over the finish line.
That looks like the rear subframe is broken from the contact. So I guess we can't fix, from the between 5 minutes, 10 minutes.
Third place at the Falcon Tires. Corvette, Drift, Cave, Boral exhaust, Heat Wave, Momo, C, Forge Star wheels. Make some noise. Third place here in St. Louis, Matt, the Beast from the Bayfield. And now your winner here in St. Louis, round 5 of the Formula Drift Pro Championship. Your winner is Kazuya Taguchi gets the win. Kazuya Taguchi gets the win in the Up Garage ISR Performance Toyota Jerry Yang Racing 86. There it is. Again, from 23rd to first place, the 1, 2, and 3 all make sense. And Kazuya Taguchi gets the victory. Kazuya Taguchi slides on in and gets the win. And lifting him up is Matt Field, and that means second place goes to the Rain-X Toyota GR Corolla on Nitto Tires, Race Services own, the rock star that is Ryan Turk. Second place here in St. Louis. Kazuya Taguchi gets the win. Turk in second, Field in third. Congratulations again, Kazuya Taguchi, Ryan Turk, and Matt Field. We will give out the trophies down on the podium. Here are our current standings. Matt Field currently, again, this is unofficial. Just want to make sure it's official as far as points go, because qualifying 3-2-1. Matt Field maintains that lead and does gain a gap on Frederick Osbo going out against Ryan Turk. And there it is, the horns, the Ichiban, and the Turk. That is Rockstar. So congratulations.